What I'm about to reveal to you today is so little known that you've probably never heard it explained this way. And yet, it's one of the most powerful reasons why some men are remembered as unforgettable lovers, while others go unnoticed no matter how hard they try. Do you want to know what can make a woman reach orgasm in less than a minute? I'll tell you clearly, it's not speed, it's not strength, and it's not even the tongue technique you repeat over and over. The real secret lies in her brain. Yes, in her mind. Because the female orgasm doesn't start in the body, it starts in the neural connections that you can activate with just a couple of calculated gestures. Think about it. When a woman is aroused, her brain starts releasing dopamine even before you touch her. That process happens because anticipation is more powerful than immediate action. In other words, what she thinks is about to happen can arouse her more than what actually happens. And here's the trick no one teaches. If you know how to manipulate that anticipation, you can turn just a few seconds into an explosive trigger. Picture the scene. She's in front of you, naked, breathing heavily, expecting you to go straight for the obvious. Most men rush in without thinking, convinced that going fast is what works. Not you. You stop time. You move in slowly, brush the inside of her thighs with your lips, exhale warmly so she feels your heat, and you stop just a centimeter away from what she wants most. That moment, that space, that almost is the true beginning of orgasm. Why? Because her brain can't stand the waiting. She expected continuity, and you denied it. The result, more dopamine, more tension, more electricity running through her body. She's not thinking about anything else. She doesn't want anything else. Her entire nervous system is begging you to cross that line. And you still don't. This is where most men fail. They confuse the pause with a mistake. But the pause is the strategy. That sudden stop doesn't cool her down. It fires her up even more. It's like giving her a sip of water in the desert and then taking it away. Every second becomes a delicious torture. And the most striking part, her own brain is working in your favor, imagining the touch that hasn't come yet, amplifying the intensity of what's about to happen. Listen carefully, because this is key. The female orgasm is a dialogue, not a repeated movement. Your mouth and her body are having a conversation. She responds with her breathing, with the arch of her hips, with the dilation of her pupils. If you learn to read those subtle signals and respond by alternating action and pause, contact and space, you can take her to a state that borders on madness. And there's something else almost no one knows. When you stop right at the moment she starts moving her hips to set the rhythm for you, you're not interrupting, you're multiplying. Because the brain releases dopamine when it encounters the unexpected. Breaking the pattern is what makes her feel like she's losing control. And when a woman loses control with you, the memory that it was you who took her there gets etched into her mind forever. This is the first half of the secret, understanding that what makes her tremble isn't speed or strength, but controlled anticipation. But don't worry, in a moment, I'll show you how to transform that psychological tension into a concrete physical technique, a clear tutorial that turns anticipation into an orgasm that can happen in just seconds. Now that you understand how to master a woman's mind with anticipation, strategic pauses, and breaking the pattern, it's time to transform that psychological tension into a real, physical orgasm. And this isn't theory. I'm going to guide you step by step, like a clinical tutorial, so you'll know exactly what to do with your mouth, your tongue, your lips, your hands, and even your breath. Picture this. You've already brought her to that point where she's breathing faster, her pupils are dilated, and her skin shivers with every touch. Her brain has already released dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline. She's ready, vulnerable, desperate for you to go further. This is where most men speed up and ruin everything, thinking pleasure comes from going faster. You won't make that mistake. You'll apply a method that multiplies her arousal and leads her straight to a climax she may have rarely experienced in her life. The first physical step is to understand that your tongue isn't just a muscle, it's a precision tool. If you only use the tip, you limit the stimulation to a very small area. But when you use your tongue flat, you stimulate many more nerve endings at once. Glide it firmly, as if you were painting a wide stripe, slow and deliberate, from bottom to top. That gesture creates an electric arc that makes her body react automatically, arching her back, craving more contact. Step 2. The double play of tongue and lips. Here lies the secret that very few men master. While your tongue moves in soft, slow circles, your lips apply a light pressure, almost like a gentle suction. It's not a strong kiss, it's not aggressive, it's barely noticeable, but just enough for her nervous system to receive two sensations at the same time: the friction of your tongue and the suction of your lips. The result is immediate. Her breathing quickens, her moans change pitch, and her body starts trembling. Here's the difference between an ordinary man and an unforgettable one. Don't keep this technique going for too long without a break. If you repeat it continuously, her brain gets used to it and the intensity drops. Instead, do it for a few seconds, then switch to contrast. Stop, kiss around, slide your tongue on the edges, and blow warm air over her damp skin. That alternation between intensity and calm doesn't just arouse her more, it keeps her from anticipating what comes next. And remember, the nervous system gets much more excited when it can't predict the next sensation. Now add the power of your hands. Too many men make the mistake of leaving them still, as if they're in the way. But your hands are the perfect complement. Place one on her hip, firmly, to transmit security and control. With the other, explore her abdomen, her breasts, her thighs, slowly, with wide, deliberate strokes, as if you were drawing maps on her skin. What you create is a double circuit of pleasure. While your mouth focuses the energy on her most intimate area, your hand reminds her that her whole body is being taken care of. Her brain interprets this double stimulation as total connection, releasing oxytocin, the bonding hormone that turns a physical act into a deep emotional experience. Don't forget something that seems small but makes all the difference: your breath. When you breathe hard near her, she doesn't just feel the warmth, she hears the sound, she senses the vibration. That creates an immersive sensation, as if she were inside a bubble of pleasure with you. Blow softly, then harder, change the temperature of the air, and alternate that breath with an immediate kiss. The contrast between warmth, wetness, and contact triggers nerve discharges so intense that many women describe them as shivers running down their spine. Here's another clinical trick almost no one knows. The clitoris isn't just that small visible spot. It has over 8,000 nerve endings that extend internally like the roots of a tree. That means when you kiss, lick, or caress around, not just directly on it, you're activating an entire map of nerves. That's why you should alternate between direct and indirect contact. Kiss the edges, play around the periphery, then surprise her by returning to the center. This play between wide exploration and sudden return makes every stimulus infinitely more powerful. Now let's talk about the most underrated technique, the strategic pause. Imagine, she's on the edge, moaning, moving her hips forcefully, about to burst. Right there, you stop. Don't move away, keep your mouth close, breathe on her, wait a few seconds. That emptiness drives her insane, because her brain expected continuity and you denied it. When you return, with a firmer, more decisive movement, the climax doesn't just come back, it explodes. That pause, used correctly, doesn't interrupt the orgasm. It multiplies it, prolongs it, and intensifies it. Think of it this way: every technique you use is a musical note. If you always play the same one, it gets monotonous. But when you alternate, pause, speed up, and slow down, you create a symphony of pleasure that her body experiences as something unique. That symphony is what makes her lose control, moan uncontrollably, feel like time disappears. And here's the final impact. When you make a woman orgasm this way, you don't just satisfy her physically. You create an emotional memory. Her brain records it, associating your mouth, your tongue, your breath, and your hands with the most intense experience of her life. And that creates a powerful bond. No matter how much time passes, her mind will seek to relive that sensation with you. It's the closest thing to an emotional addiction. So remember, it's not speed, it's not force, it's not repetition. It's variation, anticipation, contrast, and full attention. If you apply what you've just learned, you won't just make a woman climax in seconds. You'll make sure she remembers you forever as the man who could read her body and speak the secret language of her pleasure. And now tell me, do you want me to reveal even more clinical, almost forbidden secrets about how to use your mouth and your body to make her addicted to you? Write it in the comments, because that way I'll know you're ready for the next lesson. And subscribe, because what's coming next may surpass everything you've just heard.